Tell
Yeah,
us
sure.
exactly what happened on that fateful day.
Yeah. So on June 12th, 2019, my wife and I and our two kids, Ruby and Hart, were driving out to the desert, Joshua Tree. We live in Los Angeles. And it was just the four of us in the car, and a drunk and high driver going 90 miles an hour T-boned my car. And she was so drunk and high that she never touched the brakes. So she hit us at 90 miles an hour. And she was a repeat DUI offender. She didn't have her license or insurance. She wasn't supposed to be driving at all. And in the back seat, Ruby and Hart were killed. And Ruby was 17 and Hart was 14. And they were really my world. And so my wife and I, Gail and I, were beyond devastated and felt lost in this life. We weren't sure, why go on living without Ruby and Hart. But it's been more than 6 years now, and part of our journey has been, how do you live with grief? We never wanted to put it away, compartmentalize it. People say things like moving on, getting over your loss. That was not something that we were interested in doing ever. So we've tried to find a way to live with Ruby and Hart along with us, and that's sort of been our path. And it's a rough path, but it means opening your heart to pain, and I think in the process we've learned a lot about the meaning of life, honestly. And so one of the things that we've done, one of the things I did was I wrote a book about grief and grieving. That was my way of giving back. I'm also a member of Mothers Against Drunk Driving's National Board of Directors.
Okay.
So I do a lot of volunteer work, working to end drunk driving. And then my wife and I have adopted, through foster care, 2 teenagers. And that's been part of our journey of staying in this world. So we're grieving parents, but we're also active parents now.
That's a phenomenal balance, being grieving parents and active at the same time. We're going to get to the issue of what was the idea, what was it like adopting 2 teenagers, but it's just something you just said now, Colin, opening your heart to pain. Explain that to our audience. How does one really open their heart to pain? I know your grief is loss of a child, or in this case 2 children. Someone, it could be loss of a loved one, it could be loss of a job, loss of a marriage, financial disasters, a home, whatever it is. I know grief takes its place, but in your case, it's what I might say as the ultimate grief, because you've lost 2 children at the same time. How do you open your heart to pain?
Yeah. I think that's a great question. I think in the early days I was very scared of the pain. It was literally terrifying. I had fear that if I really allowed myself to feel their loss, I would lose my mind, because I would just start weeping and I would never stop. Because why would I stop? Ruby and Hart are dead forever, and so the cause of my pain will last forever. So how can I ever stop weeping? So I will literally just lose my mind if I gave into it. And I discovered that that's not true. That we don't just lose our mind in grief. It can feel that way, but it comes in waves, and you learn to breathe through it. And I discovered that if I wanted to avoid the pain, I would have to also avoid their memories, right? In other words, if I was going to protect myself from the pain of grief, the only way to do that would be to block their memories away, not think about them, not think about their friends, our lives together. And I couldn't do that. I didn't want to do that.
Right.
And so early on, I sort of had this aha moment of like, there was a moment I was scared to look at their pictures, and I turned away. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm literally not looking at pictures of my own children because I'm too scared of the pain. I can't do that. And so that helped me open my heart to the pain, because that's where I get the joy. That's where I get the sweet memories. And I had this belief, and it's turned out to be true, that the more I could allow myself to feel the pain, the more I could allow myself to feel the joy. In other words, the balance would shift.